Yo, Scotty V here. I'm excited. I am pumped actually for the C50. That's an amazing, very small, and I hate when they say the FX3 killer. It's an FX3 alternative. It's not going to kill anything. If you already have it, who's it going to kill? People aren't going to dump it just because a new camera come out necessarily. So it didn't kill anything. It's just an alternative, something else to think about. And everybody, talks about this with the glass. If you're invested in the glass, I am. I never swayed from Canon. Started with Canon, stayed with Canon, and what they've done in the last year, especially. So happy I did. So happy I did. With the C50 coming, I ordered one. It's coming in November. Open gate. That's pretty cool. That's just a lot of landscape to move your frame around, do whatever you got to do. You can, especially if it's an action thing. A lot of times I'll shoot something action, and you really got to frame it right if you're just shooting 16:9 or 17:9. And if you're a little bit off, you cut some parts out that you didn't want to. So if you just shooting, even if you XFAVC open gate, man, that's gonna be badass. You can, just open up your frame a lot more, and it gives you latitude to make sure you get the shot. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm really looking forward to the Canon C400, which I'm shooting on now, getting open gate in December. So I can't think of a better pair. I mean, that's gonna be something else. And it checks all the boxes, and that's a badass little setup where that you can walk around anywhere. If you had to really strip it down and get away with shots for sneaking into areas you probably shouldn't be shooting or whatever. Not like I really do that, but I'm just saying you could get away with it a lot easier if you had to. And then I'm probably going to put my 24. I'm shooting on the 2470 now RF, but I have the 24-105 2.8 RF, I'll put that on the C50, and that can do a lot of things. So I'm really excited about that. Good stuff is coming in all the camera brands. So you don't have to do the battle royale and the hating on other people for what they got, because they all do a good job now compared to just 5 years ago. I think that argument was more 5 years ago. You could do the my brand, your brand kind of crap. But, I'm happy I started with Canon and I stay with Canon. They're doing good stuff. So I can't wait to upload the open gate on the C400 in December. That's going to be really cool. I've got stuff already running through my head, projects I can work with these two cameras and get that done. Perfect interview camera. And then B-roll with the C50 for all the little incidental shots to go along with your doc or whatever supporting images. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. I just sold the C70 to offset the cost of that, the C50, because I love the C70, badass camera. Everybody, the Super 35 didn't bother me at all. The form factor, all the things, people talk about. The one thing that did bother me was the autofocus never got any better. It did, but not, substantial steps. It just little baby steps. So that bothered me. You get a really good shot, and if there's anything moving, and then it hunts a little bit, and there goes that shot. So not a fan of that. That bothered me. But going forward with the C400, and the C50, awesome autofocus, sticky as all hell if you got the right settings going. I've also seen people talk about how the C80 autofocus isn't as good as Sony or whatever, and I'm like, settings. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited for the future. I'm really excited for the future. It's the C50 is going to be a lot of fun. The C400, I love that image. I love everything about it, but that's on sticks. That's not a carry-around camera. That's not a running gun, really. It is, but not not as much as this C50 is going to be. So it'll inspire me to get out more and shoot with the smaller form factor and no sticks, or maybe a monopod, carry monopod in one hand, that little camera in the other, and set up real quick. I went to the park the other day to get some sunset on the C400, and you don't go unnoticed. Everybody sees you. They're wondering what you're doing. Think you're part of a news team or something. But that C50 is going to do great things for sure. And I know the internal NDs. That's something to complain about for sure. I think I would have spent another $1,000 if they could have put, made the body even just a little bit even more deep and thrown in internal NDs. Then it would be the Supreme camera. I would have got rid of my C800. Got 2 or 3 of these. But anyways, it's not the end of the world. Reach around the front of the camera and just messing with your ND is not the biggest thing in the world. I mean, I've got a bunch of good ones. So, you get all these cameras that have NDs, and all the years that I spent buying the front of lens ND filters, and they just started piling up. And I'm like, all right, well, I can start picking and choosing which ones I want to bring into the game again. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm moving out of this place. This is my guest house. I did a lot of shooting in here. This is a great little room to shoot. And my office is next door, attached to this building. And then my house is behind me. We're moving. That's kind of a bummer. But I didn't need all this space. It was just too much. So sizing down. Getting rid of all the acreage. I have a couple of acres here, and it's great when you got kids in there out there playing ball and doing whatever, but when you got to cut it, it sucks. But anyways, looking forward to the future. Sizing down. I've got a nice little office set up in the house I'm looking at, so that could be fun. And before I get out of here, I'll probably shoot a little bit of this, for memories. Maybe attach it to a video or something like that. But yeah, times are moving on. Take my 2 beautiful young daughters, 15 and going to be 17, not that young, and stay in the same school, same area, but try something different. So, anyways, God bless, and I hope you're as happy about your future as I am about mine. So, it's all good. Things are going to get better and better every day. Might even go through a rough patch, but at the end of that, we're all good. So, God bless. Take care. Scotty V in the house.